If you hunt your big game animals to extinction, such as your horses or your cows, then you won't be able to use them for transportation or as beasts of burden to pull your carts and wagons, or to use them as a food source by drawing milk from them and churning it into butter, and making cheese and so on, yogurts. This is actually the one overlooked reason why Europeans were capable of colonizing so much of the world. Once Europeans had developed their ocean-worthy ships, it was just so easy to take our cattle with us aboard on our ships to the New World, and if there were any vast plains and grasslands there, we would survive, we would be able to feed ourselves. Other civilizations and races could never have done the same. Imagine, for example, the southern Chinese people, who are a rice cultivation people. Where are they going to go? Do you think they could have colonized Europe and brought their rice cultivation techniques with them? No, no point, because Europe is inhospitable to the rice plant. You can't grow rice fields in Europe. You can't survive that way. And so there is an almost natural hierarchy of civilizations depending on what they use as their primary source of food. For the Northwest European types, the lactose-tolerant people such as myself, it was pastoralism. We survived off of meat and milk, and we could literally bring our food with us, right? Then you have the grain civilizations, such as Southern Europe and Northern China. In a grain civilization, basically a family, a small family, can run a large patch of grain fields and turn that into bread and so on. Then you have like the Southern Chinese people, the rice cultivators, right? And then you have basic hunter-gatherers are mostly actually fruit eaters, such as the Central Africans who actually survived off of starchy roots and sugary fruits. Added to that with some poultry and so on, and some rat on a stick they could catch. And that puts Europeans in that beneficial position where we are the ones who are most mobile since we live off of our cattle, right? But then came the industrial age and the urbanization of Europe, which in Northern Europe came very late. You should know, for example, that the city of Berlin only reached its 1 millionth inhabitant around the year 1860. That was almost 2,000 years after the southern European city of Rome had already achieved this feat around the time of Julius Caesar. So my position is that the urbanization of Europe was a mistake. It turned us into termites rather than into lions that we used to be, or it rather tamed tigers into house cats.